Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Now, I am aware that there is a liberal playbook that gets used against people who disagree with this Prime Minister. A playbook that likes to marginalize and vilify anyone who has the audacity to stand up and say what is happening in this country right now is not right. And I would be welcoming the Prime Minister to try that with me. You know, based on our history, I don't think that's going to go so well for him.
And now, Pierre Poilievre's new candidate in Durham is a twofer.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means in reference to a human being.
I feel like when you get an award called Truth to Power and then you're asked to talk, you kind of have to speak truth to power. So I'm going to do that for a minute here. I want to share with you what's on my mind.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Canadians deserve an authentic leader. I think the Canadian Conservative Party deserves a leader that can be trusted, somebody who's not going to flip-flop on the issues. And I think most Canadians agree with me, but the pressure has already mounted on the next Conservative leader to flip-flop.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Ehren right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? So we recognize Jamil Jivani from the introduction. He's the handsome young guy that was talking there. He's got very many people excited on the Conservative side. I don't think the Liberals are too pleased to have him in the House. He has a deep history with Trudeau. Poilievre is going to be very glad to have him as the newest member of the official opposition, and he's making a big difference in the House of Commons, in the committees. Let's take a look. There's so many interesting pieces to this story. Jamil Jivani, let's take a deeper look. Let's go.
During a speech to his Liberal caucus, Trudeau referred to me as a twofer.
And now, Pierre Poilievre's new candidate in Durham is a twofer.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means in reference to a human being.
Growing up, he struggled in high school and didn't see much of a future for himself. From failing a literacy test at grade 10 to finding his path and graduating from Yale Law School, now he believes his story can help others.
You are an agent in this world that can change things. There's a better you that you haven't discovered. And never lose faith that that better you exists.
At the age of 30, he was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma. He found out just before the release of his book, Why Young Men: Rage, Race, and the Crisis of Identity.
It's hard to see the Democratic Party or the Liberal Party as a place for you. If you want to push for change, you want to bring about a new way of doing things for your country, for your community, you want to bring new ideas to the table, you want to challenge powerful elites, seems to me that it's right-wing parties, it's the political right that allows for that in this time, in our generation.
In this case, I tell the truth about CTV's parent company, Bell Media. Yes. So, Bell Media and I are engaged in a legal battle over what I would describe as wrongful dismissal and racial discrimination. And and they are doing these kind of troll activities to like wear me down, you know, to like annoy me and slow me down and distract me constantly so that I will give in, so that I'll like stop pursuing the truth, stop pursuing justice, stop pursuing them in the court of law.
The Durham region has elected a new member of parliament tonight. Jamil Jivani will be heading to Ottawa, filling the seat left vacant after longtime Representative Ehren O'Toole resigned last year.
When you vote for someone, it's putting trust in them, that they're going to listen to you, they're going to work hard for you, that they're going to do right by you and your family. And I'm very grateful that many people in this community believe that about me, and they believe that about our party right now. Bev Oda, Ehren O'Toole, John O'Toole before him. So I think there's a very strong foundation for someone like me that I'm standing on. I'm very grateful to those who came before me. But I also think that, you know, the Conservative Party represents the values of people in Durham. We represent hard work, family, faith, freedom, and that resonates with people here.
Preliminary results from Election Canada shows Jivani securing 56% of the votes, with most polls reporting tonight. The by-election was called in January after Ehren O'Toole announced his retirement from politics and resigned his seat in 2023.
I'd like to take this chance now to invite you to subscribe, like, share, get notified, all those fun things. Our channel is all about Canadian federal politics. We're learning and sharing that with you. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment.
Madam Speaker, I rise in the chamber today as Canada's newest Member of Parliament, elected to represent the riding of Durham. And I have a very clear message to deliver on behalf of my community in Durham. We are tired of the Prime Minister's broken promises. We are tired of the Prime Minister promising to fix this and fix that, and in return what we receive is a life that is harder and more expensive. Madam Speaker, we believe that Canadians deserve better, and we believe that the topic of debate today, pharmacare, is just the latest example of the Prime Minister promising big things only to disappoint the people of Canada.
And now, Pierre Poilievre's new candidate in Durham is a twofer.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means in reference to a human being.
You want to vote for a pretty boy Canadian named Justin. What could possibly go wrong?
People like my grandpa who came here from Scotland, my grandmother who came here from Ireland, and my father who came here from Kenya. Now, I am aware that there is a liberal playbook that gets used against people who disagree with this Prime Minister. A playbook that likes to marginalize and vilify anyone who has the audacity to stand up and say what is happening in this country right now is not right. And that playbook the Prime Minister likes to use, likes to cast people who disagree with him as racists. And I would be welcoming the Prime Minister to try that with me. You know, based on our history, I don't think that's going to go so well for him. But I also believe that he is completely out of touch with the needs and desires, the hopes and dreams of our very diverse country. The Edmonton area, a young man named Harley, who I think is an example similar to many young people I hear from and many of our colleagues hear from, who explained that he did everything right, everything he was asked to do. He worked hard, he went to school, he got a high-paying job. Now he wants to move into a bigger place, and rent has become so high that he says, and I quote, "If I move into a nicer place, it's basically like I'm working a minimum wage job. I'm just trying to make ends meet." Where does Harley fit into you exceeding your objectives?
Harley is the kind of person that was in mind when we developed the National Housing Plan. I'll be the first to say, although we may have exceeded the objectives that we've set in terms of number of units at the outset of the National Housing Strategy, we now need to do more because the circumstances have changed.
And the diverse communities like the one I represent in Durham. He's welcome to take his claims that people who disagree with him are racist to my African father and see how that goes for him. He also uses this liberal playbook to marginalize and vilify Canadians who disagree with him by calling those of us who believe in traditional family values bigots.
The theme was Arabian Nights, and I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that.
And I say to him, come to my riding, my diverse riding in Durham, and try that on us, where we have Christians and Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, and Jews living together, all people who believe that mothers and fathers matter. He's welcome to try that with us. And I know his liberal playbook also likes to say that people who disagree with him don't care about the working class or don't care about vulnerable people. And I don't think that's going to work on me either. I am not a trust fund baby. Like most people in this country, I have clawed and I have scraped and worked hard for everything that I have. I don't think the Prime Minister can say the same thing. And the reality is this. He's welcome to try that message on people like my mom. She'd love to have a conversation with him. A woman who raised 3 children by herself. 68 years old, sorry Mom. Continues to work hard every day because she cannot afford to retire in this NDP liberal economy. The liberal playbook is not going to work.
They can try their greatest hits. Tune up the guitar. Tune up the banjo. The greatest hits aren't hitting anymore. And I'm here to deliver that message very, very clearly on behalf of my community in Durham and anyone else in this great country who is unhappy with what is happening and frustrated to feel like they are not able to say what is happening in their hearts and their minds, do not feel validated and affirmed by the reality they experience, not being echoed by many of the institutions across this country who have bought into a narrative that simply does not reflect reality. Now, with the remainder of my time, I'd like to also deliver a message to any young men and young women across this country who might hear my words. My presence in this chamber is a glitch in the system. I'm not supposed to be here. When I was 15 years old, I failed the Ontario literacy test. I was labeled illiterate by the Ontario education system. But I'm here. At the age of 30, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I sat in a recliner with an IV in my arm pumping my body with chemotherapy drugs. I laid on a hospital bed as radiation lasers ran along my spine for months. But I'm here. I took on woke censorship from corporate Canada, looked him dead in the eye, and I'm here. And I've been the subject of hit piece after hit piece from liberal news media. And guess what? I'm here. Yeah. The reality is that many young men and young women are facing a variety of challenges across this country right now, some of whom are facing things that I can't even fathom. But as long as I stand in the House of Commons, as long as I'm honored to call myself a member of Parliament, I hope that I can be a walking, talking reminder that you should never give up. Don't give up on yourself, don't give up on your family, don't give up on your community, and don't give up on this country. And as long as I'm here, I won't give up on them either. Thank you.
Great job.
Gang, it certainly didn't take Jamil Jivani a very long time to make a huge impact in the House of Commons. We see it all the time, every day. There's something new online, a new piece to watch. This guy is going places, well-spoken, really seems to have his hand on the pulse of how Canadians are feeling. And he's young, he's going to be attracting a lot more attention to the Conservative Party going into this next election. Jamil Jivani will be paying attention. My name's Ehren, this is Question Period Canada. We have a blast here every day watching the Question Periods live. Come and check us out, we've got a great chat room, a fun community. So like, subscribe, share, get notified, all those fun things. Check out one of the other videos floating around here. Until the next one, and there will be a next one, we'll be looking at Jamil Jivani again, see what he's going to be getting up to. Till then, we'll catch you next video. Thank you very much for watching this one. Catch you next time.